it's somebody the younger side of things, and to me the biggest point was it's somebody outside of the organization. Now that like sounds horrible for like the Pirates organization, but I'm just more confident in somebody else from outside the organization coming in at this point instead of like Hurdle's buddy who
and I'll tell you, like, that was not an aspect of this that I even thought of, which I probably should have. Did a poor job on DiNardo, but that wasn't even something I was thinking of until you brought up when we spoke, and I was like, you know what? That makes me like it even more. Like, I didn't think about that, but yeah, like, this is someone outside the organization. There's no prior, like you said, feelings, or he doesn't know somebody and doesn't know, like, there's just a complete someone coming outside, new thoughts, new thoughts.
Yeah,
here's
as far
what
as
I'm going to bring.
As far as I know,
organization is lacking.
I mean, looking to where he coached and where he I mean, I don't think there's any ties to the Pirates that I can see. So it looks like they went out. It's the easy move to go get somebody in-house and just say, well, we know this guy, he's in the minor leagues, let's bring him up. But it looks like they went out and, actually, I don't know how many people interviewed or whatever, but they're bringing a guy in from that was, younger, different organization, and somebody that has been more, analytically, savvy. And his big thing about, they already talked about, launch angles and things like that, just reading some of the quotes that he's had to the past couple of years. So it sounds good, DiNardo. It sounds like maybe he can get Gregory Polanco out of a slump when he can't hit the ball for a month.
How to hit.
Yeah, and say,
Josh
keep
Bell
this stance
above
like
average
this.
hitter on being confused. So imagine if he got his head right. No, I want to say something too, because this is what got me. And this comes from Twins Daily. But yeah, so it talks about him, and it says, so asked about his thoughts on analytics of the game today, Eckstein said he loves them. I love understanding the numbers. I love understanding how the analytics have really pushed us into an area of knowing the game to a level at such detail, if you will. So, like, exactly. I think this is what you said about launch angle, right? Everyone joked about it, but what was Branson's quote? Like, we don't even believe in launch angle. Launch angle doesn't exist. Launch angle exists. It's literally a thing. It does exist. Anytime you hit the ball, there is a launch angle. So it does exist. Right. Like, you're going from someone who comes from that to, I like understanding them and how they work. So, this is a guy who's just hearing that. That's it. That's all I needed to hear. Just hearing that already makes me like him more than Branson, because he wants to get information and use it. That the whole thing about analytics and the people that just despise them. I can understand it if you're like a fan, you don't want to hear it, you just want to watch the game, just tune out, just watch it, enjoy it like that. That's fine. But if you're the person who says analytics don't work, analytics aren't true, it's ruining the game. No, it helps the game. It's more information for you. And someone who's receptive of more information can paint a bigger and broader picture and maybe how to do something better. So if you're totally tuning this out, you're staying ignorant to information out there. And that's just, to me, horrible. Why would you not want to take that in to maybe gain an edge or understand something else a little bit better or such? So just the fact that he said that makes me like it. I love it. I love it already.
That's right. I know, and I do too. Hearing that quote, he's talking about I like analytics. I like that.
Yeah.
I like hearing that. So it's a good sign.
And obviously, like, the analytics aren't the end all be all. It's not like you just play off analytics. But again, that's adding information to what you already know and already teach.
Right. And he's been, this isn't just, he had one job and now he gets this. He's been, the hitting coach basically for the Nationals, Cardinals minor league team. He was the coordinator for the Twins, as I mentioned. So he's been in a bunch of different organizations, and kind of, I guess, an up-and-coming...
And successful ones, too.
Name,
the Nationals, the Cardinals, and the
right.
Twins turn it around a bit,
Yeah, he was working with them. The Twins have a pretty good system, and he was working, I'm sure, with a lot of those hitters all over the minors. Even probably telling Miguel Sano to lose some weight last year.
Maybe, huh?
Because he was at single A for a long time. So, yeah, I like it. Obviously, I think you mentioned, can he add a half-win WAR to the season? Who knows? Maybe he could just the slumps are the biggest thing to me. Like, I want to see less slumps from every single person in the offense.
I want to see guys come up from the minors and actually do something and produce in the majors. Like that, I think that's my biggest thing. Not even so much the slumps. It's just seeing guys like Gregory Polanco and Josh Bell, like all these hitters come up from the minors who are tearing it up in the minors and come to the majors and then just suck. You know? You might have a few weeks with a good.
Right.
I mean, tell me the last time someone's really come up and just played well. You know, I mean, take away Kutch and Marte. Like, who's really done that?
It was Meadows, and then he even slumped, and then he got sent down, and then he got traded.
Too little. I'm talking like long term. I'm talking like Josh Bell, how 2 years and he hasn't figured it out yet. Like Gregory Polanco, 3 years. Like it seems like he finally figured out a bit this year.
Right.
I just don't see any. Like we don't have any guys that just come up and just be an impact player and produce. There's no Juan Soto's on our team.
And Eckstein, and Eckstein's going to have his work cut out for him right off the bat. I mean, Newman and Kramer. I mean, those are two guys that are, possibly going to be on the team. So he's going to have his, he's going to be able to work with these young guys and hopefully help them make the jump to the majors. So we'll see.
I like it. I do like it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not. Yeah, like I said, I'm not going to sit here and say this was the greatest hitting coach signing of all time.
So he comes from the Twins,
but it's positive. It's moving positive,
and he's coming from the Twins, Ryan. And the Pirates need a middle infield. So I don't know. Does maybe Brian Dozier really like this guy too? Is Brian Dozier going to come over because we got Eckstein? Huh? Ryan?
Hey. Huh? Dude, I'm, as the weeks go on here, I'm buying more into the Brian Dozier signing of his free agent because I don't think he's going to go for much. And we mentioned that risk reward, like the potential. I mean, Dozier's he hit 40 home runs 2 years ago for like 5 years, or maybe not 5 years, but 3 years. But I mean, that's a guy that if you hit pay dirt with him, I mean, he could be a huge middle of the order power guy.
The funny thing about, like you're saying with Dozier, is MLB trade rumors, their predictions are out for the top 50 free agents. They do a fairly good job at this. I mean, they use data from the past and everything. They're predicting Brian Dozier for a 1 year, $10 million deal. And everything we said last week, about these guys, I mean, for 1 year, $10 million, would you do that if you're the Pirates? There you go. I mean, absolutely. My biggest thing was, Daniel Murphy, because I think, he's older, he'll get some value, which they predict 2 years, 20 for him. Like Brian Dozier, 110. I'll take that. I'm on the Pirates. To me, that's a risk that's worth $10 million. Because you're basically saying he's worth about 1.5 wins.
And even in this past year, a down year, he had 21 home runs. The year before, 34, 42. The guy's going to be 32. I mean, and he plays a pretty good glove at second too. So, yeah, I'd definitely be down with that. So maybe
it's
Rick
a package
will,
deal. We just don't know it yet.
He's got him on speed dial and say,
it.
hey, come to Pittsburgh. So we'll see. I like it. All right. So that's it. That's our hitting coach talk and our options talk. So you want to get into some trick or treat?
Let's do it. Part 2 of Trick or Treat, November 4th.
I know, yeah. It's Halloween was over, but
I still want some
candy.
Still
relevant here. We're still. Well, that's true, and I'm still eating candy from. We only got 15 trick or treaters, so I'm still eating the candy, and I still see Halloween decorations up. So why not? All right, so where are we starting here? Starting pitching?
Yeah, that sounds good. I mean, last week we did the hitters. If you didn't listen, go listen. But yeah, we're going to do pitchers this week, starting pitching and relievers. And let's just preface it this way. There is a lot of names, Ryan. I mean, last year and this year is completely night and day. When everyone was angry about the Pirates not signing a free agent, I think when you look at this list and realize where the Pirates were last year, you may have a bit of an understanding. Because, what free agents were out there? I mean, we said it time and time again that a lot of them were kind of trash. And because they were trash, the better ones were going to get overpaid. Jake Arrieta and Yu Darvish. And even, the mid-tier ones were clearly overpaid per the production they gave. when you look at the list of pitchers this year, I mean, it's deep as hell. It is really deep. So, and that's starters and relievers. So, yeah, I mean, let's start with the starting pitching. We're not going to go, I guess, every person, but let's kind of name one at least so people understand, like, the quality of pitching that's out there this year.
Yeah, and just to mention, speaking of options and starting pitching, I mean, you mentioned Yu Darvish. So, he was injured. He was bad before he was injured. Yeah, the Cubs have him for 5 more seasons at a lot of money. And then they're so desperate for starting pitching, they picked up that Cole Hamels option for $20 million.
That's just crazy to me. Because what got me too is I don't think if they declined the option, didn't Texas have to pay it? The $6 million opt out?
Oh, it could be.
I
I'm
almost
not
feel
sure
like
on
that's
that,
the case. Yeah. So they could have declined it scot-free and then try to sign him back for lesser money possibly, or I don't know, just get another pitcher that's good. But they picked up Cole Hamels' $20 million option. Yeah, I was pretty shocked on that.
And then how about John Lester, $27.5 million this year, $20 million in 2020, and then they have an option, Donardo, team option, $25 million in 2021. The buyout is $10 million.
And they
so it's like, I mean, the buyout $10 million.
They picked up, which is no doubter, but they picked up our I should say my boy Quintana's option this year.
Yeah. He's their cheapest. He's their cheapest arm at this point.
But he hasn't produced. That's for sure.
I guess Kendricks, but all right.
Sure,
so let's start with these.
Go ahead.
You want to go first?
First person, Dallas Keuchel.
Treat. I mean, it's not the Dallas Keuchel of, I guess, 2 years ago or not last. Is it officially? Is 2018 officially last year? Is that allowed?
Just for
I'm still saying
purposes,
last year,
this year, and next year. Because I definitely understand what you're saying, but I guess I feel kind of weird saying like 2 weeks ago was last year. So so let's just say this year and then next year.
So 2 years ago,
2019 season.
Right. So this isn't the Keuchel of 2 years ago, but it was still pretty good. I mean, he's durable, made 34 starts. That doesn't walk many people. Gave up some more hits than normal. Probably some BABIP in there. But I mean, he's a guy. I don't know what he's going to get, but I don't think the Pirates are going to sign him. But I think Keuchel would be good. I think he'd be a treat.
I'm with you. All right. Yeah.
All
I don't want to spend too much time because there's a lot of names.
No. Patrick Corbin.
This is really interesting, Ryan. I'm on the fence with this because he was a good pitcher. He's brought up as a good prospect. He had the Tommy John in 2014, came back pretty solidly, and then didn't pitch too well. But then last year, I mean, I see, you got me now. This year, he pitched really well, right? 200 innings, 3.15 ERA. His FIP actually 2.47. Like his 315 was underperforming, which is kind of crazy. 11.1 strikeouts per 9.
Right.
I mean, he had a phenomenal. He couldn't have any better of a season, in his walk year right now. So I feel like this will be a treat for somebody, but I feel like for the Pirates it kind of be a trick because I don't think he's going to produce this, and he's kind of going to get this type of money. So like a team like the Yankees who really need pitching and can afford to spend a lot of money because they have a ton of it this year, he'll be a treat for them. But for the Pirates, if he falls off and becomes like a 3.6 ERA type pitcher, I don't think it's going to really help the Pirates what they need to do. They got about 3 pitchers who can do that right now, maybe 4. So I think it'll be like a trick for them.
Yeah, I like Corbin. I think he's a good pitcher. He's definitely going to get paid.
That's just what I'm worried about.
But like you said, just for the Pirates, it just doesn't make sense, and we don't really have to worry about it because we're not going to sign him.
There you go.
So
make this
we're not going to pay that money. So he'll be a treat for somebody else.
All right, Ryan. Next man up, an old friend. We talked about him about 2 years ago, Nathan Eovaldi.
So this is a weird one. I mean, he got traded to the Red Sox, kind of under the radar at the deadline, and turned out, Donardo, he was like really good in the playoffs for him. If the playoffs 3 series, 1.61 ERA in 22 innings, and he made 2 starts, but mostly he was coming out of the pen too. Like, I feel like, is Eovaldi not one of these guys that could be